Ever wondered why your dog does, well, exactly what it does, especially when it seems to be completely ignoring you?
Uh,
Or maybe why one command, like sit, clicks almost instantly, but another, maybe come, feels like this endless uphill battle.
yeah, that's a classic one.
Right. Well, today we're taking a deep dive into that fascinating world of dog behavior and training, specifically through the lens of Rolf van
It's
Dort.
a really insightful expert in the field.
Absolutely. Our mission here is to explore the profound wisdom of Rolf. He's got this core philosophy he calls the golden rule of dog training.
Hmm.
And it really promises to transform how you understand and interact with your canine companion. We're drawing directly from Rolf's own insights here.
Yeah, and his work offers this kind of shortcut, really, to understanding the true why behind what your dog is actually doing.
Exactly.
The why. It's a journey into figuring out what truly motivates our dogs. And, crucially, how we can leverage that knowledge, not just for a stronger bond, though that's huge, but also to cultivate these specific behaviors we actually want.
Yeah.
What's so, I think, insightful about Rolf's approach is how he takes this, complex animal psychology
Yeah.
and just distills it into a really practical, accessible framework. It works for any dog owner, really, whether you've got a brand new puppy or you've had dogs for years.
Okay, let's really get into it then. This core principle from Rolf van Dort, it sounds so simple. A dog always does what benefits itself.
Deceptively simple, yeah.
Right. When Rolf says this, what exactly does he mean by benefits itself?
Well, Rolf explains that basically every single behavior a dog shows, it's functional for them in some way.
Okay.
Every action, every choice they make, it's driven by some kind of perceived gain, an advantage, or maybe avoiding something unpleasant.
Ah,
It really boils down to the dog asking itself internally, what's in it for me right now? Or, what feels good? What's fun? What gets me something I want?
so it's not about being good or bad in our terms.
Not at all. That's key to what Rolf stresses. A dog acts instinctively, without moral judgment like humans have. They don't make wrong choices out of spite or anger or stubbornness.
Which we sometimes think they do.
We do. But Rolf says no. They simply choose the behavior from which they expect to profit most in that specific moment.
And that profit could be anything.
Pretty much. It could be physical, like getting food, playing, the pure joy of running. Or it could be emotional gain, like getting attention, feeling secure.
Or avoiding something negative.
Exactly. Avoiding stress, avoiding pain, avoiding punishment. It's all about seeking pleasure or avoiding discomfort.
Okay, so if every action is self-serving in this way, what does that mean for us as dog owners? How should this change how we see our dog's behavior?
Well, Rolf emphasizes that if you truly internalize this golden rule, you stop seeing what you might have called disobedience.
Yeah.
And instead, you start seeing the logic from your dog's perspective. And that's the ultimate key. Your goal as a trainer, then, becomes making the behavior you want always more advantageous, more rewarding, more appealing than whatever undesired alternative the dog might choose.
Right. Make the good choice the best choice for them.
Precisely. So when a training exercise isn't working, Rolf's advice is super straightforward. Ask yourself, why would the dog choose this other behavior? Because, according to Rolf van Dort's golden rule, there's always a reason. Your dog preferred its current action over what you wanted for a reason that benefited it.
That is a powerful shift in perspective. It really challenges us to look beyond just the action itself. Okay, so if we accept this principle, how do we actually apply it day to day?
Rolf suggests that with every single behavior your dog shows, whether it's one you like or one you're trying to change, you ask yourself two critical questions.
Okay, what are they?
First, what benefit does this behavior currently bring the dog? And second, how can I ensure that the desired behavior, the one I want, will yield more benefit than this undesired behavior?
More benefit.
Yeah. Once you really grasp this, Rolf says, you gain this incredible ability to, guide, predict, and shape your dog's behavior without all the conflict and confusion, because you're working with their natural drives, not against them.
Right, working with them. Now, Rolf van Dort also says that while every dog is unique, different personalities, different motivators,
Absolutely.
the basis of training is universally applicable. He compares it to fine-tuning. Like, a lab might be superfood motivated and happy to sleep after an hour's walk, whereas a Malinois might prioritize play and still be bouncing off the walls after 2 hours. But the core approach, Rolf insists, stays the same.
That's exactly right. Rolf's foundation for successful training has these two crucial parts. First, understanding and applying that golden rule we just talked about.
Got it.
And second, knowing what truly motivates your individual dog. Is it food, toys, praise?
Yeah.
And then, this is really key, setting your dog up for success.
Setting them up for success. What does that mean in practice?
It means systematically creating conditions where your dog can, hardly make a mistake. You make the right choice easy and obvious.
Ah, okay. So you manage the environment.
Exactly. By doing this, you largely prevent them from learning unwanted behaviors in the first place. Because, as Rolf wisely puts it, not learn it is always better than having to untrain unwanted behavior later.
That makes so much sense. Avoid the problem from the start.
Right. And this high chance of success makes training fun. It's positive for both of you. Your dog constantly gets rewards, reinforcement, and that strengthens their desire to listen and cooperate.
Okay, here's where it really clicked for me. Rolf gives this fantastic example comparing why sit usually works so well.
Yeah, the classic.
But come or here often feels like such a struggle. Let's break that down. Why the difference, according to Rolf?
It's a perfect illustration of repetition and setup for success in action, or sometimes the lack thereof.
Okay.
So let's look at the sit success story first. It's often one of the very first commands taught, right?
Usually, yeah.
And it succeeds because of constant, often even unconscious, repetition. We ask our dogs to sit before meals, for treats, when greeting people, before going out. It's endless.
But do it all the time without thinking.
Exactly. It becomes this ingrained, almost automatic routine. And the setup for success is typically ideal. You usually teach it indoors. Minimal distractions.
Right, in the kitchen maybe?
Yeah, with high motivation, like a visible treat. Maybe even some physical guidance, like holding the treat over their head to lure them into the position. And the dog is right there, beside you. Wandering off isn't really an option or very appealing.
So you're kind of positively guiding them.
You are. You're guiding them so effectively, they barely even learn there are other options besides sitting in that moment.
Okay, now contrast that with come. What goes wrong there?
Well, come is often introduced much later, and it's taught far less frequently than sit. But here's the critical point Rolf van Dort makes. It's almost always introduced in situations that are already too difficult.
Like at the park.
Exactly. Think about it. You're often calling your dog from a distance, outdoors, with tons of distractions. Other dogs, smells, squirrels, toys.
Mm-hmm.
The dog is often already moving away from you, engaged in something interesting. And, crucially, there's often no visible, immediate, or super motivating reward for coming back.
So the setup is poor from the start.
Terribly poor.
Yeah.
It immediately teaches the dog to self-reward by just continuing to run off to that other dog or chase that squirrel or sniff that interesting patch. Rolf notes that with sit, you kind of work with the dog's body to guide them.
Yeah.
But come often asks the dog to choose against its natural urge to explore and self-reward with all those fun things out there.
So the environment and how we present the command,
Yeah.
they're absolutely paramount.
Absolutely critical.
Okay, Rolf states it so plainly, and it's something I definitely overlook sometimes. Your language is like Chinese to your dog.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
It really is. How do we bridge that huge communication gap? How do we teach them what our words actually mean?
We bridge it, Rolf explains, through that consistent repetitive training we mentioned, but broken down into incredibly small steps, tiny steps.
Okay.
And combining that with perfectly timed rewards. That's literally how you teach your dog your language. Rolf cautions us over and over. A dog doesn't instantly get it. One success doesn't mean they've learned it forever.
Right.
And our frustration, it just confuses them, makes them less interested in trying.
Which is the opposite of what we want.
Exactly. And this brings us to a really critical distinction Rolf makes.
Yeah.
The difference between training rewards and self-rewards.
Okay, what's the difference there?
So, training rewards are totally controlled by you, the owner. You use them to reinforce the behaviors you want.
Like treats, toys.
Yeah, food, favorite toys, enthusiastic praise, a game of fetch, even permission to go sniff something really interesting. The key is, they are given only when the dog does the desired behavior you're looking for. You control the delivery.
Got it. And self-rewards.
Self-rewards are things that are inherently satisfying to the dog, without any input from you. Think about barking at the postman, digging in the garden, chewing on the sofa, chasing squirrels, marking territory. Stuff like that.
Okay, things they just enjoy doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the big problem with self-rewards, according to Rolf, is that the dog gets the payoff immediately and independently, which powerfully reinforces that unwanted behavior, like the barking example.
Yeah.
Dog barks like mad at the postman leaves. because he was always going to leave.
Right.
The dog thinks, hey, my barking worked. I made that scary person go away. It makes the barking super persistent because the dog feels successful.
Wow, okay. That really drives home the importance of controlling the reward and like understanding what the dog actually finds rewarding.
Precisely.
What about the timing? You mentioned perfectly timed rewards earlier. How critical is that?
Oh, it's absolutely essential. Non-negotiable, according to Rolf van Dort.
Really?
Yes. He stresses that a reward must be given within 1 second of the desired behavior. 1 second.
Yeah.
It is. If you call your dog with come and then you fuss around, ask them to sit, then give the reward.
You're rewarding the sit.
You're rewarding the sit, not the come. Delayed rewards just end up rewarding something else entirely, or nothing specific at all.
Yeah.
It creates confusion and weakens the link between the command and the action you actually wanted.
That 1 second rule is huge. Okay, and Rolf also offers this really interesting insight about feeding. I found it quite counterintuitive at first. He suggests giving as much food as possible by hand, working for every piece.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of effort, maybe, but it's actually a brilliant strategy with multiple benefits.
Like what?
Well, first, by hand feeding, you actively prevent resource guarding from developing. The dog constantly learns that humans providing food is a positive, non-threatening thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
It also becomes this standardized, consistent bonding and sort of play moment between you and your dog. Strengthens the relationship. And maybe most importantly, it teaches the dog unequivocally that food and all good things come from you. It reinforces that nothing comes for free in a positive way.
Ah, okay. Earned rewards.
Exactly. Rolf van Dort even suggests occasionally skipping a morning meal for a healthy adult dog. Not to starve him, but just to create a bit of mild hunger and drive for afternoon training. Makes those food rewards even more potent.
Interesting technique. Okay, so Rolf also lays out a set of like golden rules of thumb for teaching any new command or behavior. These are designed to minimize frustration and maximize learning. What are these rules?
Yeah, these are Rolf van Dort's 7 core rules. They build right on top of the golden rule philosophy.
Okay, let's hear them.
Right. 1. Behavior first, then command. This is often missed. You say the command after the dog starts doing the action or right as they complete it. Dog sits, then you say sit. Link the word to the action they already did.
Okay, behavior then word. Got it.
2. Timing is everything. That 1 second rule we just talked about. Reward immediately.
1 second.
Crucial. 3. Short sessions, many repetitions. Keep training sessions brief, like 3 to 5 minutes, but do them often, maybe 3 to 5 times a day. Quality over quantity. Keep it fun, not a chore.
Makes sense. Keep it light.
4. Always end with success. Always finish every session on a positive note. If you're struggling with something new, go back to an easier command your dog knows well. Get that success, reward big, and stop. Build confidence.
End on a high note, like that.
5. Be consistent and clear. Use the exact same word, same tone of voice, same hand signal every single time to that command. Consistency is everything for the dog's understanding.
No variations.
Nope. 6. Ensure focus. Start teaching new things in a super low distraction environment. Your living room, maybe a quiet backyard. Remove anything competing for attention.
Set them up for success again.
Exactly. And 7. Slowly add distraction. Only gradually make it harder. Move from the living room to the garden, then a quiet field, then maybe a field with another dog way off in the distance. And Rolf's key advice here: if a command isn't 100% solid in a distracting place, don't use it there yet. Or you just teach the dog the command is optional.
Right. You undermine your own training. That's a really solid set of guidelines. Can you give us a quick, concrete example how Rolf might apply these rules to teach something specific, maybe like Zooik or search, something beyond just sit?
Sure. The search command is a great example. Rolf starts by tapping into the dog's natural drive, their nose.
Okay.
So first, rule 6, low distraction. You might drop a really obvious object, like a favorite toy piece or a lid with food scent, right in front of the dog. The instant the dog sniffs it or even looks at it with interest, rule 2, timing. You reward immediately. Within that second, repeat that a few times. Rule 3, repetition.
Got it. Simple start.
Then you might gently slide the lid, just a tiny bit, like a few inches, encouraging the dog to follow it. As they move towards it, you introduce the command. Zooik. Rule 1, behavior first, then command. Reward again.
Okay, linking the word now.
Right. Then, slowly, you start making it a tiny bit harder. Partially hide the lid under a cloth. Rule 7, slowly add difficulty. Then hide it fully, but in an easy spot. You're teaching them to use their nose.
Breaking it down into tiny steps.
Exactly. Tiny success-guaranteed steps, rewarding every little movement towards the goal. And if the dog gets stuck, rule 4, and on success, or go back. You just go back one step to where they were successful, get that win, and maybe stop or try again later. It's all about making the right choice, the most obvious and rewarding one.
That makes the process seem much less daunting. Now, Rolf van Dort also points out common mistakes that we make, the handlers. And it's fascinating because he ties them right back to how we might be accidentally breaking the golden rule ourselves.
Absolutely. These mistakes directly block the dog's learning. Things like wanting to go too fast, pushing ahead before the dog's really ready for the next step.
Impatience. Yep.
Being inconsistent. Huge one. Allowing a behavior sometimes, like jumping up, but not others, that's incredibly confusing for a dog. How can they follow the golden rule if the rules keep changing?
Good point.
Using the wrong reward.
Yeah.
Maybe you're offering kibble when your dog only really cares about a squeaky toy right now. It has to be motivating for that dog in that moment.
Gotta know your dog.
You do. Or resorting to punishment without offering a clear, desirable alternative. Remember, Rolf says the dog is doing the unwanted thing because it benefits them. Your job isn't just to stop it, but to show them a better, more beneficial way to get what they need or want.
Give them a better option that works for you too.
Exactly. Behavior only changes long-term if you make the desired behavior logically, consistently, and powerfully beneficial for the dog. It has to make sense from their perspective.
Okay, so we've really dug into Rolf van Dort's golden rule, the why behind dog behavior, and how to set them up for success. But Rolf also highlights another absolutely essential piece for getting a truly well-behaved, reliable dog, and that's consequent repetition.
Yes, exactly. Understanding the golden rule gives you the insight, that aha moment.
Right.
But it's the consistent, rigorous repetition that makes that insight actually work in the real world, makes it ingrained, reliable.
So insight isn't enough on its own.
Not nearly enough. Repetition over time is what transforms a desired behavior into the dog's normal, their standard way of responding. Even when there are huge distractions or really tempting alternatives around, it literally builds those strong neural pathways in their brain. The desired response becomes the automatic default.
And the ultimate example of this, the one that really drives Ross' point home, is the police dog, right?
Oh, it's such a powerful example. It shows the extreme end of what this kind of training can achieve.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so consider a police dog, trained for protection work, trained to bite a decoy. The person in the protective suit, Rolf calls him a pack worker. Now, biting that decoy, that's arguably the ultimate, most primal reward for that type of dog. It taps right into their strongest drives.
Okay, the highest value reward imaginable for them.
Pretty much. Yet even when that pack worker is right there in plain sight, maybe even yelling or acting provocatively towards the dog.
Trying to get a reaction.
Exactly. The dog has to remain completely focused, calm, and listen only to its handler's commands. Ignore the ultimate temptation until given the cue.
Wow.
Now, that level of control isn't just about the dog understanding the golden rule in that moment. It's about making the desired behavior, ignoring the decoy, until told otherwise, the absolute ingrained default response.
Through repetition.
Through what Rolf calls super consequent repetition. Thousands of repetitions. And of course, consistently offering the right, highly attractive rewards at the exact right moments during training. The goal is to make listening to the handler the standard, the most automatic and rewarding choice, so that even incredibly powerful distractions, like that tempting decoy, aren't chosen over the handler's direction.
It's really a testament to how deeply behavior can be programmed using these principles consistently.
It absolutely is.
What an incredible deep dive into Rolf van Dort's philosophy. It's just so clear that building that strong, reliable relationship with your dog, it's not about dominance or force or even just relying on instinct.
No, not at all.
It's fundamentally about understanding their motivations, that golden rule, then strategically setting them up to succeed and consistently making the behaviors you want the most appealing, the most rewarding options available to them.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about learning your dog's language, figuring out what makes them pick, and then patiently, consistently, and rewardingly teaching them your language. Always remembering that fundamental truth. They are choosing the path that benefits them most in any given moment. And that reframes everything. Every misbehavior isn't a personal insult.
Right.
It's actually invaluable feedback, an opportunity for us to look at our own approach and think, okay, how can I make the right choice clearer and more rewarding here? It makes us better guides.
So, as you go about your week, we really encourage you to think about your own dog. What are those self-rewarding behaviors your dog might be doing right now? The barking, the digging, the pulling on the leash?
Hmm.
Could you potentially transform those moments into opportunities? Opportunities for deeper connection, for learning, by simply applying Rolf van Dort's golden rule, really asking what's in it for them, and then committing to that consequent repetition. How might you unlock an even deeper bond and cultivate a more harmonious life with your best friend?
It's a powerful question to consider.